I'm Anna.
Welcome to Just the Two of Us.
Hello.
This is our podcast. This is week 2.
It is.
So exciting.
It is very exciting. You're wearing Lucky Punk's merch.
I am. I'm wearing a branded t-shirt for a little bit of promo this week.
Yes.
This episode is not sponsored.
Lucky Punks, please sponsor us. Thank you.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, please sponsor us. So, welcome back. We hope you enjoyed last week's episode. This week, we have some fun stories to tell about our experience in Greece. And because we lived there for almost 9 months. Yeah, so we have a lot to say regarding that.
We do.
But we need to start every episode with a fun fact. And this week's fun fact is a little bit personal, but I was very excited to tell you all that as of this episode airing, I will officially be an Australian citizen.
Woohoo!
So exciting!
How exciting is that?
So we might do like a whole episode about like that experience maybe. That would be cool in the future.
So you're saying you want to do a whole episode about you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, just about Australian citizenship and like how that works and what the rules and regulations are and like...
I was only joking anyway.
Okay,
Would you
fine.
like me to still be in the episode?
I would still love to have an episode just about me.
Do you want to do it alone as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I think you don't need to be there for that.
Do you want to keep the name though?
Just the one of me. I'll change it.
Okay. That way you can.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Cool. Yeah.
That'll be fine. So yeah, that's my fun fact.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our experience in Greece.
Okay. Or was it well, that's a bad question, but like generally, was it a good or a bad experience for you?
Good.
Okay, so more good than bad.
More good than bad.
Okay.
Definitely for me.
Yeah.
For you?
I think yes, good experience in general, but it's like a 60-40.
Yeah, so we got there we got there end of March 2019 and then we left at the start of November.
Yeah, I left on the 2nd and you left on the 1st, I think.
Yeah, sure. It was a good experience. It's one of those things that when I was living it, I was like, I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life. And now I look back and I only remember specific memories.
I remember so little.
Yeah. I don't remember the choreo.
Oh no.
There's songs I've forgotten the lyrics to.
Okay, this is a funny story. I was rewatching the video that you uploaded to YouTube of a show.
Yeah.
And Bang a Boomerang came on and I was sitting there and I was like, I've never heard this song in my life. I was on stage performing and I'm like, what is this song?
Yeah.
And I'm like, how does that happen?
I don't know.
How do you forget something completely? Like it came up and nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
For a little bit of context, we were there as part of an ABBA tribute band.
Oh yeah.
If you didn't listen to last week's episode, that's what we were doing there. I was Annie Frid and you were Agneta, and then there were 2 boys playing the boys, and we learnt like a bunch of dance routines to the songs. It was a 90-minute show, so we worked out it was like 30 songs or something, wasn't it?
I think just 20, yeah.
Just
not
less.
30.
No, it was 25 maybe. I can't remember. Anyway, we learnt a bunch of songs, did all the routines to them every night, and like it was to holiday goers, so they were mostly Brits and Europeans, and they all sort of knew and loved the songs, so we were a hit. It was nice, like everyone knowing the songs.
Yeah, we were a hit at every hotel but one.
Yeah, there was one hotel that was always, they just didn't speak English, and so
They didn't understand
we
what we were
joked
talking
around
about.
on stage between the songs, and like we would joke around and make jokes. Like we were hosting a show at the end of the day. Like between songs, we would have little chats, and the jokes would just not land, and they would be looking at us like sing monkey, just. Yeah, it was an experience at some of the hotels, but it was a really good, like, as far as the job went, you got the whole day to yourself, and then you got picked up at what, 6? Did we just get picked up at 6 or was it 7?
I think it was at 7.
Yeah, I think it was 7.
Yeah.
And we'd go to the hotel and we'd eat. We'd go put our stuff away, then we'd go and eat dinner, and it was always a delicious dinner because these were like 5-star Greek hotels. Like they were beautiful. The food was amazing. And then we'd go get ready, and then we'd do a 90-minute show, and then we'd pack up and we'd go home. Sometimes we would get a drink after the show.
Oh, yeah. Or a pancake.
Or a pancake. Oh, yeah. Waffles.
Well, crepes, but yes.
Or waffles.
Oh, yes.
They would do little quarter... Oh, they were good.
You remember that one hotel where it was always the same guy and we always got the same crepes?
And I would ask him for a waffle and he would say, no, you're not allowed a waffle.
Really?
Do you remember that?
No.
It was this random
I was
dude that
going to say
worked
something
there.
completely
And
different.
I was like, can I get a waffle? And he went, no. And like he would look dead serious. And then he turned to me and he smiled and he went, I'm only joking. I make you waffle.
Oh, that's cute. No, I was going to say about that one time where we always would order the same thing. So we went up to him once again and he just handed us the plates.
He already had it for us ready.
Yeah. And
that was the same guy.
Oh, yeah, was it? Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a really cool job to have, and you got one night off a fortnight, which we often spent like watching other groups perform, because there was an ABBA show, a Jersey Boys / Overtones show, there was a Supremes show, there was an opera show.
Oh yeah, with the tenors.
Yeah,
right?
the tenors. Yeah. There was
Legends.
Legends show,
which would include like Tina Turner, Elton John,
yeah,
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that was a really cool show. There was the other show that the boys did. What color suits did they wear?
Purple? Are you talking about the
what was the name of their group? The Drifters?
Yeah, the Drifters.
The Drifters.
Yeah.
And there was a Beatles group and a dance show, and then there was these 4 girls that did this really cool show Stardust. It went from the 50s all the way to the early 2000s, and they would have a costume change for every era. It was a really cool show, and I kind of wish if I was to go back, I probably would do that show because it looked like a really cool show, but I would want to do it with good people. That group specifically had quite a few issues.
Yes, they didn't get on
They didn't get on well. And we were very lucky that we had each other.
Yeah.
Because it meant every night, I have so many videos of us sitting backstage before a show just being ridiculous because we got on so well. It was always a laugh doing a show.
Yeah, but with the 2 boys as well who were part of our tribute.
Yeah,
so it was just 4 of us, 2 boys and us 2. And the 2 boys were super funny, super chill. It was so good to work with them as well.
They also kind of kept to themselves. We would be messing around backstage. They wouldn't interfere or
I have very funny footage of Carlo.
Oh yeah, he would interfere sometimes. But yeah, we had a really good group, and the job was really easy. Being real, it was really easy, and we had the whole day at a beach location.
Yeah.
Where you could just do what you want. There was a pool. You could walk down to the beach. It's great.
It's a very funny thing. For me, I think you went to the beach multiple times. I think during that time I was there, I went to the beach twice, 3 times, because I don't know, I just couldn't be bothered. But you guys went to the beach fairly often.
Yeah, I went to the beach a lot. I think we should tell the story about what it was like when we first arrived. So if you're someone that's ever thinking about taking one of these jobs abroad, we applied for it on Star Now. Did you apply on Star Now? Mm-hmm. Which is considerably a slightly dodgy website. Yeah. There are really good jobs on there. I've done a few student films on there. I did the job in Greece. It's had its day in the sun for sure. But I do also think there are a few dodgy jobs on there. So when you apply for stuff, it's sort of am I getting scammed? Am I gonna get murdered? There's just a little bit of doubt. And I remember I applied for it, and I'd FaceTimed with the woman who owns the company, who's English as well. So it felt a little bit more realistic. And she told me all about her family and how her husband's Greek, and they've got kids together that go over there for the summer and all of this.
They're so cute, the kids.
They're a lovely family. So I felt a little bit more confident. And then when I arrived, it was nighttime and it was dark and it was raining. And I remember getting there and being like, okay, here we go, trying to stay calm. And there is a man standing there, really tall, broad man. He looks very strong. He is bald. And he is holding a piece of cardboard that just says Katie on it. No surname, no company name. And he is standing in front of a white van. And I go up to him and I go, I'm Katie, is this the company? And he replied, yep, get in the van. And I was like, I'm gonna die. I'm going to get murdered. This is the end of me. I'm leaving I'm leaving the earth now. Get in the car, and my God, the Greeks drive fast. So fast.
It's something else. It's very different from people here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are no road rules.
No.
Speed sign? Yeah, that's a dare. That's 50? That's not, the speed limit is 50. That's 50?
Can you beat it?
So we're flying around in this van, and we get there, and there's 2 rooms for me to pick from. And he says to me, which room do you want? And one of them, the door handle doesn't quite shut properly. So I was like, I'll take this one. And he goes to me, cool, you're the first girl to arrive. There's one other person here. I was like, great. Great. First person to arrive, and I'm the only girl. This is fantastic. Like,
Mm.
there's one other person.
Who was the other one?
Dan.
Oh, Dan.
Actually, someone that ended up being one of our closest friends.
Yeah, Dan was part of our D&D group in the end. Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. But yeah, so picked my room, showed my parents on video call. They were mortified and sent my boss an email. And
I
were
didn't
like,
know that.
yeah, my parent and Kate came and spoke to me and was like, I just want to make sure you're okay. Like, your parents have reached out to me. And I was like, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry.
That
like,
is so funny.
I wasn't complaining. I was just showing them around and I think they panicked, but
Oh, boy.
it's fine. And then I spent the whole first day there chilling, walking around in the rain. I met this like stray dog that we all then befriended by the end of the contract. Do you remember that little brown?
Little yellow one?
Yeah, yellowy brown one.
Yeah.
He's a little yappy guy. And yeah, so I settled in on my first day and then you arrived.
Oh, yes. And brightened everyone's day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think a few other people arrived that day too, but I was waiting all day for you. It was raining.
Yeah, I think we connected beforehand. Like, we had a brief chat over Messenger about things like, so what have you done and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and then we discovered, as we mentioned last episode, that I did not prepare at all and that you had prepared everything beforehand, which describes us as people, I think, very well. But then, yes, we got there both, and then within a week we were rehearsing already. Because they were like, yeah, you will start the show.
We literally started
in like
the next
2
day.
weeks. Yeah.
Like, I feel like you arrived and the next day we had our first rehearsal.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We didn't have downtime. You got there and we did our first, but we only rehearsed for like a few hours.
Oh.
We didn't rehearse for the whole day. We like got up in the morning and did a couple of hours and then that was it.
Yeah. It was still a lot though for like an entire week doing that all the time and like memorizing stuff. For me, Katie already knew them.
Yeah, well, we did like practices where we were practicing the routines and then we did practices like in one of the bedrooms that on the other block and we had Carlo practicing on the guitar playing with us.
Oh yeah, because there was nothing in the room. It was like an empty room.
They were empty rooms and they brought those bunk beds in after we did that.
Really? I thought it stayed an empty room, but no.
No, they became the rooms that all of like Pat and
and Mitch
lived in.
Yeah.
We didn't learn a lot of Greek while we were there, did we? As much as I would love to say that I lived in Greece for 8 months and I learned a lot of the language and I was talking to the locals, I didn't do any of that.
Yeah, you know, like generic stuff though, no?
Yeah, what? Kalimera, Kalispera,
Good morning, good evening, good night.
Yep.
Yamas.
Yamas. That was cheers, yeah.
My Greek is I was doing like Duolingo while I was there. Yeah.
And I remember that.
And then I rage quit Duolingo when I lost my 50-day streak.
Well, yeah, wasn't there one night where we were at a hotel and we had no signal?
Yes. So
and you literally couldn't do it?
Yes, I didn't have any internet and I was like, I can't do my Duolingo. I'm going to lose my freaking streak. And then I did.
Yeah,
I
remember that.
And I just deleted everything. And so I got to the point where I could read Greek, but like I have no idea. I can still read Greek, but I have no idea what I'm reading. So
there was something really interesting about Greece that I've only experienced in other European countries. I don't know if you get this in Hungary. We certainly don't get it in the UK. But it would hit like 4:00 and all the shops and restaurants would shut and then they'd reopen at 7. Yeah, everything would shut for a few hours because they'd go and have their afternoon nap. What's it called? It has a name.
I don't know.
I'm Googling it.
A siesta?
Yes.
What, is that it?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
siesta is genuinely what it was called.
Okay. That's what we
I was
going to
Google that.
Yeah.
Yeah, siesta. And they would, like, there was a jewelry shop and I remember it literally closed just for a few hours and then it reopened because they were all tourists. So they would stay open in the evenings for all the tourists.
I don't remember it.
But
Maybe I knew
for
it.
Siesta.
But, yeah.
And I was like, I would love it if everything closed for a siesta. And we all committed to having a nap in the afternoon and then reopening and everything being open in the evenings.
Yeah.
Like, imagine your local shopping centre being open in the evening every night, but it's just closed for a few hours while we all go take a nap.
Yeah. But also this wasn't like a regular setting because I remember when we got there in March, Faliraki is where we were staying. It's like a holiday destination. So when we got there in March, which was not peak holiday season, it was like a ghost town. There was no one there, no shops open. And then I remember around like June, the start of June, middle of June, everything in the whole town opened and suddenly it was crowded and busy all the time.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it's not only that everything opened, but everything was heaving with people.
It was so interesting to see.
Yeah. Something I loved about living in Greece was the consistent weather.
Well,
I don't get that in the UK, and we definitely don't get that in Melbourne.
yes.
But it being 30 degrees, you would sit between 25 and 30, wouldn't it, every single day? From the start of June until, I want to say, the end of September, it was like that every day.
Yeah, it was not good.
We only really got big rains and cold days at the very start and the very end.
Mm.
It was just so nice. Like, you could always predict, like, there was no like, oh, if it's nice tomorrow, we'll go down to the beach. No, we're going to the beach tomorrow.
Because it's going to be nice.
It's going to be nice. Every day is nice.
Some days, though, it was so unbearable. Like, I remember days where I could not, like, move because I was so hot. So I was just lying on my bed.
Oh, it was
wearing
so humid.
As little, like, clothing as possible. And I was just like, just kill me now.
And then we'd have to go and get ready for a show. I mean, thank God our shows were in the evening. We did have daytime shows, and they were unbearable.
So I was wearing a wig. They were so bad.
I was so lucky I didn't have to wear a wig. There was one point where I cut my hair short in the contract, and I was like, oh no, she's going to make me wear a wig. And then she was like, nah, it's fine.
Because it wasn't that short.
It wasn't that short.
And
Annie Frid had short hair. So
I don't even remember you cutting your hair.
Yeah, I cut it, and it was like just under the shoulder. I also loved the social aspect of living there.
Sometimes.
But I feel like that doesn't come with just living abroad. That comes specifically with that job.
Yeah.
Because everyone worked at the same time. Everyone was sociable outside of those times. So there was no times where you were kind of like, oh, everyone's at work. What am I going to do with myself? Like,
yeah. We also lived together. This was like a place that used to be a hotel. And then it got turned into little, like, apartment dorms, more like, with rooms. Do you want to let the cat out?
They were like little dorm rooms.
Yes, so they were dorm rooms that could take 2 people, and then I was sharing a room with another girl from Stardust. And what I was going to say is, yes, so there was like 50 plus people living in the same like area, and sometimes that wasn't like the good part of living together with 50 people, but sometimes at 3 a.m. you finally went to sleep, and then you would wake to loud music coming from the other side of the apartment, like, buildings, and it's just like, it's not that fun.
It had its pros and cons, didn't it? I liked the social aspect of it, but also agree with you, did not like being woken up at whatever time in the morning when people were playing loud music, and there were no like rules with that. No one could get told off for doing that.
Yeah, you could go outside and just ask them to not do that, and they would like be a little sour about it, and they would turn it down. But like, you don't want to do that because it's like,
you all live together. It's really hard to like have conflict with people that you live that close with.
Yeah.
But generally, Greece itself, like, it had this like, I don't know, I guess because we were on a holiday island, it had this holiday charm. Like, it had this like cheap holiday vibe.
It felt like a holiday a lot of the times. Also, I remember playing D&D at like 4 a.m.
Yes, yeah, we were definitely responsible for some of the loud noises.
We weren't that loud. We were just inside a room.
Yeah.
Not playing music outside on a speaker.
We should talk about the food.
Oh, yeah?
Because the food was good.
The food was good.
Well, I don't think I ate much Greek food.
You and your food is
I'm a
weird.
bit of a picky eater.
Yeah, no,
but I didn't eat a lot of Greek food, but the Greek food I did eat was good. I found a love for baklava.
You were obsessed. It's not Greek, but you were obsessed with mozzarella sticks there.
Oh, yeah, and chicken wings.
Oh, yeah. Halloumi? I think you ate halloumi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But halloumi isn't from Greece.
Huh.
It's from Cyprus.
It was very weird for me because in Hungary, for example, if you order a gyros, you get what you would call. Are you okay?
Yeah, keep talking.
For example, in Hungary, if you order a gyros, like after a night out, it's a very good drunk food. So you order a gyros, you get a tortilla or a pita with lettuce, tomato, onions, and meat. But this was a gyros in Hungary. But in Greece, you would order a gyros and you would get all that plus chips inside, and that was so weird for me. Like, it's so different. It is so much more food, and I didn't understand, like, why do you need the chips inside? Yeah, but it was great. It was good. Do you remember the pink sauce?
Yeah.
Pink sauce was so good. It's just mayonnaise and
Ketchup mayonnaise
together,
and ketchup mixed,
and it's so good.
Heinz did sell a pink sauce at one point in Aldi. It was one of those random, like, middle section items, but we've never found it since. I think it's time for trivia.
Oh yes. You can choose a category
From?
from 3.
Okay.
Music, location, and animals.
So I'm yawning. I'm not tired. I am, but I'm not.
It's just very warm in here, which makes you, I think, yawn.
Locations.
They are all these categories are a little bit kind of Australian related. So
Cool.
the
That's good
answers,
because I've taken my Australian citizenship test, so I should be good at these questions.
she should be. I would also like to let everyone know that I had done no research, so I will be able to give zero follow-up explanation or tell you that it's 100% accurate. Okay, here we go.
Amazing.
4 questions. First one. What was the capital city of Australia before the transition to the ACT, which you know what it stands for?
The Australian Capital Territory.
Thank you. In 1927.
Was it Sydney?
Nope.
Was it Melbourne?
Yeah.
Okay.
First try. I will give this point to you.
A lot of people think Melbourne is still the capital.
I
outside of
would
Australia.
think that as well.
Yeah.
Because, like, who does that? Who makes up a city just because they don't want to give...
Well, yeah, they couldn't decide.
Yeah. It's not that they couldn't decide. I think they were just like, we don't want them to hate each other, so we will just do, like, meet you halfway. Yeah.
Make a fresh one.
Silly Australians.
Hit me with question 2.
In which state is Australia's deepest lake? Lake Sinclair.
Have not a single clue in the world. I'm going to guess Northern Territory.
No.
Ah.
Very far away.
Oh, very far away. Tasmania.
Yes.
There we go. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Lake Sinclair has an area of approximately 45 square kilometers and a maximum depth of 215 meters, making it Australia's deepest lake.
Wow.
Wow. Very interesting. Not sure if it's true.
I think that is interesting.
Okay, cool. Third question.
Uh-huh.
You're doing very... I will give you, like, correct... I will count these as correct answers, so you're 2 out of 2.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they took multiple guesses. Does it still count?
Yes, sure. So, third question. How many time zones are there in Australia?
3?
Yes, there are 3 separate time
I'm
zones.
so clever.
Can you name them? For an extra point, so you can finish on 5.
Australian Western Standard Time.
Yeah, AWST.
Australian Eastern Standard Time.
AEST. What's in between?
Australian Central Standard Time.
Wow, yes.
There we go.
That was very difficult. Nice. You're on 3 points out of... No, 4 points out
I'm
of 3.
confused.
Yeah, why?
Melbourne's in Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Yep,
Or Australian Eastern Daylight Time, depending on the time of year.
yep,
Queensland
yep.
is also part of the Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
However, they do not put their clocks forward or back.
That's because...
So
What, Queensland?
Yep.
Yeah.
We keep our time zone and they change time zones for half of the year.
Yes, that's because they don't do daylight savings.
But I don't know what their time zone is called when it's changed.
I think
Would
it's
that
the
count
same.
as a 4th time zone?
No, I think it's the same.
But it's a different. They're an hour ahead or behind.
As I said before, and I will refer to this, I have not done any research, so maybe you Australian listeners can answer this question of Katie. Yes.
I want to know.
Are there 4 time zones for half a year? Let us know. We do not know. We're not from here. Okay.
I'm not
last
from here.
question. I'm from Hungary. Last question.
Uh-huh.
You're on 4 points out of 3. because you earned an extra point with naming all the time zones.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah. In area, which is Australia's third largest state.
Third
So random.
largest.
Third. Okay, yeah.
Trying to picture them.
Oh, I couldn't.
I know roughly where the lines are. There's one there. There's a line there. There's a line there. Ba. Then that line goes ba. And it goes ba.
So, in area, which is Australia's third
And that's
largest
South
state.
Australia. 1, 2, Northern Territory.
No,
Oh.
that didn't work the first time.
Oh. Western Australia.
No.
South Australia.
Yeah.
Sure.
You're still in...
Was I reading them in order?
I have no idea. And once again, I did not do research. So, South Australia is the third largest state in Australia and home to some of our favourite road trips. Right, that's such a random thing to add to the answer. Yes, that was 4 questions, and you have 5 points because I will give you the last answer as well.
Western Australia was the biggest, then Queensland, then South Australia.
So it's correct.
Northern Territory and New South Wales look kind of similar, but I'm going to say Northern Territory is bigger, then it's New South Wales, then it's Victoria, and then Tas, and then the ACT. But that's a territory, not a state.
Nice. Well, the more you know. TIL. Do you know what that stands for? I didn't for a long time.
Time in lieu?
No. Like, it's an internet abbreviation.
Oh, for what?
Today, I learned
Oh.
TIL.
I disagree. It means time in lieu.
I disagree on this internet slang.
We have a few questions to answer for the end of this podcast episode. We plan on answering questions at the end of every episode, so let's answer those.
Let's do that.
What was your favorite Greek food?
What was yours?
Baklava.
Baklava.
Blake Lively.
A label melee.
A labor
me.
Yeah, baklava.
Like, yeah, I think so too. Yeah, baklava.
So good.
It's
and like technically Turkish dish, is it?
Well, I think they argue about it. There's a lot of food that countries argue about. For example, baklava being one between Turkey and Greece, and then there's the chimney cake, which is
place of origin, the Ottoman Empire,
which is in Turkey.
Yeah. Which spread across Iraq, Iran, Kuwait, Syria, and Turkey.
Yeah.
So not Greece.
Well, they argue about it because I learned about baklava as a Greek dessert. So, yeah.
Wow.
As I was saying, chimney cake is claimed to be Hungarian sweet by Hungarians, but Croatian/Romanian sweet by Romanians and Croatians.
Oh.
So it's it's an ongoing argument.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we do it better, but yeah.
Was the coffee better?
No.
I agree. Than Melbourne, no. Than England, yes. I didn't drink a lot of coffee before I went to Greece, but the coffee in Greece was good. I was like, oh, wow, this makes me like coffee. Like, I started liking coffee because of the coffee in Greece. And then I came to Melbourne and I was like, whoa, hold up. This coffee's on something. And yeah, I don't think it would compare if I went back to Greece now and had it.
I don't think I can say I can have an opinion in this because I didn't drink coffee during the time I was in Greece. I started drinking coffee after.
Yeah.
Because I started working at a cafe after I went back to Hungary, which is when I started drinking coffee because it was for free, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know actually. But Melbourne coffee is nice. There's nothing special though. Like,
no.
Melbourne people are like, oh, our coffee's the best.
The coffee in Belgium is so much better. And last question. Do you have any advice for someone who is taking a job like the one you took in Greece? So I'm assuming this is like a holiday job in a European country.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you've got one contract. the chances of you going back are slim. There are a lot of people that do these contracts year after year after year,
Oh,
but
yeah.
the majority of people, it's like a one-off. And I feel like just make the most of it. Take loads of photos, write everything down. I wish I'd kept a daily diary while we were there.
You kind of kept a daily diary.
I kept a diary of, I was allowed to write 2 lines only about the show we performed
This
that
was
day.
rules made by you, though.
Rules made by myself. Well, because I wanted to keep it succinct.
Yeah.
And make it look pretty. So I was allowed to write 2 lines only for each show we did, and it would be really simple, like old lady danced with us in the finale, like just little notes. And I look back through it now and I go, oh, it's so sweet that I have all of this. Like, I love that I've got all of this. But I do wish I'd kept like a diary of the things I was doing every day, even on the days that I didn't do anything. Went to the beach today with blank, blank, and blank.
You should have done
Like,
vlogs.
I wish I made some videos in Greece. Like I did a get ready with me, which you can totally check out on YouTube if you want to.
Video with Pat.
Me and Pat did a tasting video.
Oh, that was so cute.
I did a day in the life episode. I did I feel like I did 3 videos while I was there. Oh, one was about the dog.
Yeah,
Pear. Trying to get her some GoFunds. But what was I going to say? But yeah, I think just write everything down. Make memories, and make memories that you can keep in the future, because I feel like I don't remember much of the trip, and I wish I did, because that was the start of mine and Pat's relationship, and I hate that I have such little memory of it.
Based on my time in Greece and in Dublin, that was before that, which was also for a shorter period of time. But I wish I had gone to more places in the country. I could have traveled around. I didn't really have like a form of transport. I could have taken the bus, but it was 34 degrees. But I would have loved to go to more places to look at stuff around Faliraki, not just what was the name of the Rhodes Island. So to go around Rhodes and look at all the towns, not just Faliraki, but I didn't really get to because I didn't have means to do that. And it was the same in Dublin. I wish I had gone around more and discovered more just things about that country. Yeah,
I get you. That's the end of this episode. Join us next week for a green episode. Next week's episode is airing on March 14th. That's next Friday. And it is St. Patrick's Day. So we will be talking all things green. So make sure you join us for that. Thank you so much for listening. And yeah, follow us on Instagram at Just the Two of Us. Follow us, subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify. And give this video a thumbs up or whatever it is people do.
Yeah, and join us next time. Until then, goodbye. Take care.
So long. Farewell.
Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.